I remember that in the first war with Iraq, whichever one that was, I don't remember.
Yeah, whenever that
First,
was.
you can ask Rummy.
Rumsfeld, he'll know.
Yeah,
He'll tell you.
And there was a thing I remember on CNN that a fleet of Iraqi a squadron of Iraqi jets had taken off.
Yeah.
And that they were going to hit Egypt. And then I saw on the news on some map, they just turned around and went to Syria and landed and asked for college education. That was the end of it. That was the end of the Iraqi Air Force.
The whole Air Force just left.
They must have gone from, yes, sir, absolutely, we are going to get every one of them. Then once they were in the air, they were like, what?
Yeah.
Let's turn this thing around.
Let's go to Morocco.
Fuck this. They're going to kill us.
They just landed.
We get our asses handed to us.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But they're going to get Libya, right? The people will get Libya eventually.
I don't know. No one's
This is
really
going to be a tough one.
This guy ain't going down. Gaddafi isn't.
But he has nobody. I mean, that's like
people leaving him.
Where does power come from?
Yeah, but he's still got enough people shooting at civilians.
Yeah,
unarmed civilians.
He has a lot of money. He probably has a lot of extra like gold bars. Yeah. It's going to come down to him giving some pilot a gold bar
to just drop fucking napalm on his people. Because he still has enough of that. He's got enough money and enough power.
Well, these guys, the leaders, that's their lives are so weird because they don't care literally about their countries. They just are. No. They're like royalty. They're like old European royalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't
just
care.
People that live in the palace, and they just eat shit and they make deals with other people.
It must
sap the country's
dull.
resources, and so the look on his face is like, I don't understand why I'm being asked to defend this. This is just, I'm a despot. What part of that do you not understand?
This is what it is.
I stay till I'm dead. When did this not start not happening?
And then my kid takes over.
Yeah, exactly. My kid takes over. He's worse because he was raised. At least I fought to get here.
Yeah, he was raised in that.
After me, it's going to be a kid who was raised in this decrepit, fucked up environment, who's never seen a poor people except for the ones we eat.
Yeah. Always had complete impunity.
Yeah, now it's his turn.
He could just rape and pillage and kill without any consequence, and now he's in charge. Yeah,
amazing. That's the way the world.
I heard
run.
rivers of blood. When you hear them, whenever they mention rivers of blood will flow,
that's not good.
Not a good sign for the populace.
No.
This guy says Gaddafi has a house in Jersey. Brian in Philly.
Hey, good morning, Opie, Anthony, Louie.
Bob Gaddafi.
Danny, if you could help us out, I got to see if Gaddafi actually has a house in Jersey. Where's his house?
Too.
Inglewood, New Jersey. He owns a property. If you remember,
he pitched his tent in the backyard. Yeah,
I remember that now.
Yeah, when he was at the UN thing last year or the year before, he actually owns a property in Inglewood, New Jersey. And if things go really bad, he may end up, there. But
you think he'll end up there? Yeah, you think we'll take him in?
Are we going to see him at Jets games next year?
Yeah, he's going to be on the floor
right
at MSG with some
next to
popcorn.
Spike Lee.
Yeah,
there's Muammar Gaddafi
talking to Woody Allen,
just taking in the game
with his weird little beard, just sitting next to.
Former murderous dictator Muammar Gaddafi taking in the game. Look at him, big fan, big Knicks fan.
Giving a peace sign for the Jumbotron. What's up?
Yeah.
5 people. Woo!
Yeah. Wearing a Jersey Shore fucking shirt.
This guy used to live next to a Gaddafi or what? His son or something.
That was your neighbor Gaddafi.
Well, all these guys have huge families. Like the guy in Egypt, they're the whole thing. And also, by the way, the leader of Afghanistan that we support, they have big families. The whole thing is these clans.
Yeah.
And whoever gets in charge just they plug in like fucking ticks and they start sucking the blood of the economies and giving all the money to their
people.
To their people.
Not their people, but
to their
family,
clan.
Yeah.
And everybody who's a Gaddafi is fucking rich. And then in Libya, meanwhile, Libya's getting grayer and less
like a tick.
Fruitful,
like what a tick does. And what, the women are just constantly pregnant, I would assume.
Yeah, they just you keep growing and you send people out into the world, and it's fucked up.
It really is. And to have such a resource that they have so much fucking oil, Libya, and to have that much money coming in and the people are just impoverished.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Well, a lot of, and even on every level. Like I once talked to a homeless guy in Union Square or wherever it was, somewhere in New York. I smoked some marijuana, which I'm not good at. Like I have to get away from people when I get high.
Really?
I was with some comedians and it was Doug Benson, who's a famous pot smoker, and he gave me some pot, and I was like, okay, well, I'll see you later because I can't be around
I
anybody.
can't smoke this with you.
So I was really high on 14th Street, just standing there, and some guy says, can you give me $1? What is this guy? Weird looking, interesting guy. And I gave him $100 so that he would talk to me. I just didn't want him to ask. It was a big crowded area, and he could have been doing better.
Yeah.
So anyway, I asked him about his life, and he told me he's from Pakistan, and he told me his whole life that his father sold him to his uncle when he was like 12 years old, and he was moved to Queens, where he worked in a gas station, and he lived in a basement room of a gas station in Queens.
The basement of a gas station.
And he would just be brought upstairs, and he worked like 17-hour shifts. He just worked until he would fall down, and then they'd go down in the basement, and they'd put a little food in him. And he said that he did that for something like 13 years.
God!
And then when he was
a slave,
when he became too old to, once he became not a minor, you can't, then he becomes capable of
filing
suing
charges
them,
and things
charges,
like that, right?
So they just toss him out. He said, then I didn't even have the gas station job, and then so he had a few jobs, and now he's homeless. But that's what, it was a family business thing.
Yeah. And then they throw you out. Wow.
Then you're out on your ass.
Brutal.
Let's go to
Jesus
Michael,
Christ.
who lived next to one of the Gaddafis. Michael, what's the story?
Good morning, guys.
Morning. Louis C.K., by the way, in studio.
Louis, love your work.
Thank you.
Anyway, when I lived in Vienna, Austria in the late 90s, I was in high school over there. And one of his sons, and Louis is 100% right, he's got like 20 brothers and shit. So he's over there and he's studying in university. And you'd think like a dictator's son would kind of have that same mentality. This guy's a complete fucking stoner. Smokes pot constantly. And he would run around and do all this crazy shit around the neighborhood. But even though he was studying over there, he still had diplomatic immunity. His dad sent him over there as, quote, a diplomat. So he used to do all these crazy shit, throw parties. He tried getting a tiger to live in his backyard for a while. It was just
they love that
really,
shit.
Really,
Well, and the thing is, that's what his father is.
Yeah.
Right.
Dictators are not shrewd and, really smart. Hitler was like the other thing. These guys are like Gaddafi's one of 40 sons or whoever his father was. And he was the one who got the gig.
Yeah,
but he's
the Libya
fucking
gig.
wasted all the time. I'm pretty sure Gaddafi is on drugs.
Just fucked up. He looked
all the time.
He looked so fucked up when he was
he
giving those
comes
speeches.
too much. Like he just came on a teenager's face for the 50th time that day. When we saw him with the umbrella, he was covered in whatever fucking tiger cum, and he fucking just had jizzed in some way that makes you not want to be in public so much.
Look at him with his umbrella.
Smoked tons of pot. Probably did all that kind of drugs like in like Last Lieutenant, whatever that shit that was that he did that made him look so fucking
Bad Lieutenant.
Yeah, in Bad Lieutenant in the morning, how bad he looked in the mornings, like that kind of drugs, those crystal meth drugs that really fuck you up,
completely fuck you up.
And he's doing weird. He shat in some fucking guy's mouth while he came on his mother's
and then
face.
Killed everybody that
Donald
he was involved
Rumsfeld's
with
on in
that
a couple
day.
hours. And and then he woke up and was told you're getting thrown. And what?
Get me my umbrella. I gotta talk to these people. Right?
I'm talking.
talking.
Get me my umbrella.
So, did Michael? You have a point to your call, there, Mike?
What the hell are you talking about?
His son was blah 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 school.
Yeah, his son was just kind of eccentric. He was kind of a cool guy.
Cool guy. There you go.
Hang out with. And, he got to do shit.
Well,
and
that diplomatic immunity is pretty great.
Yeah.
Unless you're in, Afghanistan? Is that where that guy is?
But supposedly some of the Bin Ladens are cool people, so...
Hey, possibly. I mean, he was a great guy to hang out with. Fucking looked like some 90s grunge flannel shirts and the long hair and all that stupid shit. So, I don't know.
And he was a
Thought it might
Gaddafi.
Is that weird?
Yeah.
It's pretty odd.
No, I mean, Osama Bin Laden, he's got You know,
he's got family that was living
family
here.
that were living and going to school in Boston. And, and we got calls back then. Oh, man, I knew that guy. He was cool. He had to leave school very quickly.
Yeah.
You got to have, like, the bad guy in your family.
I guess. It's weird, though. Man.
Oh, is that, who is that? Bin Laden's what? Niece? Yeah, she was trying to get a modeling career going.
Yeah.
Kind of, I think people are a little put off.
Yeah, it's really tough.
Kind of hard to really...
Tough to hire for a modeling gig. I don't care how hot you think she is.
You're just like, hey.
Who's going to be the brave guy to do that?
Ginger Bin Laden. It's not really.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, but, yeah, she's the niece of the guy, the towers. And,
that tower thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if we really want to make her represent.